Okay, so since I was busy and I was not able to track the live markets again, I'm gonna do the totally transparent backtesting. Very fair. I didn't check where the market was delivered, so that will be very, very honest review. So let's start from deleting all the untouchable mix on both charts. Okay, here we go. So what I can see, there's actually a few things I can see immediately that I already marked many times. As we know, this level is extremely important. Then we know that the sell side on yes was taken, but failed to do the same on Nasdaq. So we of course mark this as our SMT. We also have SMT on the top. Here we go. We also have SMT on the top. So in terms of local price action, what do I see? So I'm gonna mark this sell side because it might be potential drawn liquidity for the days. We of course have this SMT on the top. But I honestly don't feel like it's gonna be delivered, but still might happen. Actually, that might be delivered. Sell side. Buy side. Alright, so that's pretty much it, I think. I can also see this volume balance. That's the only thing I see now. Okay, volume balance. Here we go. Same on yes. Here we go. So now let's drop to 4 hour to see where the price was delivered. Okay. 4 hour. We know that on hourly we had a Y22 entry formation. Would I say this is a fractal? Potentially. Potential this is a fractal market structure shift. Anyway, I can see SMT here as well. And I'm gonna mark it, of course. So let's see. Let's bring a few candles all the way down up till this 2 a.m. So this point, what I see this volume balance is respected because after the displacement price came back and failed to invert it again. On yes, it only retraced from it, rejected from this volume balance. So I can see that Nasdaq is much stronger than volume balance than yes. I can also see this 4 hour time frame for value gap on both charts. Multiple for value gaps here. Do I consider them? I might. I might consider them. Okay, so let's just wait a bit. I also see that the 50% zone is this order block here. I don't really use order blocks, but I can definitely notice it. I can see in premium the discount zone here is this for value gap, as well as this for value gap. Okay, let's drop to hourly and let's print till 8 a.m. So what do I see? I see that what I see is that we had accumulation here. Price failed to invert volume imbalance plus 4-hour time frame for value gap yet. But on yes, price is inverted 4-hour time frame for value gap. So what do you think price is more likely to deliver if we go to the downside? I feel like we might deliver till this sell side at least. So I'm gonna mark this immediately. Honestly, just from what I see, I of course want to I expect bullish prices, but I potentially expect maybe push lower, and then potential move to the buy side. Otherwise, I think we might go all the way down till this sell side. So here we go, till this sell side. I think it might happen. Plus accumulation. So what do I need to enter till this sell side at least? Ideally, I want to see inversion of this hourly fair value gap. What is 4-hour time frame fair value gap? I mean, and if this is inverted, then I expect lower prices till this sell side at least. I would say 50% zone and then sell side. In another case scenario, I want to see price closing above retest, and then I would target the buy side. It's a bit harder because price not in sync. That's what I can see as well. The volume balance here respected. So let's say on Nasdaq I'm bullish, on yes I'm more bearish overall. So let's just print 15 minutes candle and see. I can see accumulation, so potential manipulation would be amazing. Okay, let's drop to 5 minutes now. First 5 minutes candle. Okay, it's a good push. I can also see this sell side being taken on both pairs, which is London low, which is always the London low. Which is London low. So I'm asking, what do I want to see to enter longs? That's not easy. So I think in order to enter longs, technically I don't really have any Y22 entry model here, right? So potentially just look what price does. Because of course I want to see all this being converted, then retest, and then I'd like to see higher prices, especially after price took the sell side, but I also need to understand that I have CT on the top. So ideally, maybe I'd like to see price coming at least till this high, which is previous day high. I think this is the most optimal entry target point because I don't think that we need really to push higher just based on what I see now. I also know that there's a lot of fair value gaps here, 4 hour time frame fair value gaps, right? So that's exactly the main reason why I expect to just price to deliver till this previous day high, and I don't really expect price to go all the way up till this buy side. So maybe if I can catch the short move till the previous day high, I would be pretty happy because we have multiple fair value gaps, bullish fair value gaps in the bottom, 4 hour time frame fair value gaps, same on the top, bearish fair value gaps. We have something in the bottom, market structure shift, but price failed to do the same on Nasdaq, and we have something. So in fact, we have very not in sync price. I also need to understand that it's day before NFP. In other words, it's not the best term conditions to trade to trade in general. But let's just wait for more price action, and based on that, I can maybe find an entry point. So understand that I have 4 hour time frame for value gap here, right? So ideally, I want price to invert all of this. Then I'd like price to come back lower, and then potentially I will consider longing till the previous day high. So let's just print one more 5 minutes candle, indecisive candle. I can immediately notice what this 5 minutes time frame for value gap, right? So in addition to that, I also maybe have first presented. I have first presented, I can see it immediately, and this first presented is amazing because let me just turn on market opening times. That's amazing for amazing first presented for value gap because price respects it very very well now. Let me see. Okay, so first presented on yes, it's a little bit lower. So my point is pretty simple. What I see is that if I just go to 5 minutes, I don't really have weighted entry model here on the bottom right, but if we look at this from other perspective, we can see accumulation, potential manipulation taking the low of the London. So New York took London low of London. So I think, do I have maybe equal highs? No, I don't. Don't think so. No, I don't have equal highs, but what I want to say is that potentially it's accumulation, manipulation, which is not bad. Price inverts all of that. So my idea is pretty simple. I can see that price comes back into the 50% zone of this area, right? And I think if I go to 15 minutes, I'm going to go to 15 minutes a bit later, not now. I also can see that, actually, I'll go now so I can maybe find anything valuable. So if I go to 15 minutes time frame, I can see that there is no really any for value gaps here, formed on 15 minutes. And same on, yes. So technically, that might be a nice point of good thing because we might push higher. So I'm asking myself, okay, what do I need to go lower? Ideally, I want to see all this inversion of 5 minutes time frame for value gap, then price to come back, provide me some sort of inversion here, and then I'll go at least till the 50% zone, 100%. That's my plan. If I want to go, so just to mark it to myself, inversion, price coming back, and here. Ideally, I'd like to see price closing below this volume imbalance on hourly time frame, and so a 4 hour candle can also close below. That would give me some sort of understanding the price is more likely to push lower. Otherwise, if not this, then I'd like to see price forming sort of entry model here for buys, and then I'd like to target at least London high and then potentially the previous day high as a full take profit target with some potential extension till this not sure what is that. Volume balance, I think. Yeah, yeah, it's daily volume balance, I think. That was very strong for many times, and this buy set as well potentially, but it's a pretty big move. So the previous day high is the most, I would say, interesting point for me for today to target. That's my plan pretty much. Um, so let's just maybe print one more candle, I assume. But I also need to check the news because I'm gonna check it here. I also need to check the news because I'm not sure if there was news at 10 a.m. Because if there is news, then I need to be very careful with trades. So it was 5th of March, right? I had news at 8:30. Let's check. What did we have at 8:30? This candle, okay. All right, so it was taken. All right, so let's see. Let's see, because I really want to see how this first presented will, if it will hold the price or not. I can see the first presented slightly little bit different because this here first presented on yes is much lower than on Nasdaq. So let's just see what the price is going to do. Okay, good push lower. Do I think I want to enter shorts? I don't think so. No. I have equal highs here. At first I thought so, but no, it's just a S&P. So until this 5 minutes presented, 5 minutes for gap is not inverted, I'm not interested in shorts. So let's wait for 10 a.m. just a bit more. I'm not interested in any entries yet. So at this point, what I understand, I know that we inverse first presented. Price also came back into discount zone, and price also came in discount on yes. So what do I think now? I understand that this is less likely being manipulation. So I would say this confirms me that this is actual accumulation. This is manipulation. So potentially I expect that this is my distribution. So it confirms me my idea that I'd like to see prices, higher prices. So now I'm gonna drop to 3 minutes to see where the price closed and if we have any for gaps. So I don't have any for gaps on Nasdaq. However, I have tiny for gap on yes. Sadly, it's much higher, but I can still mark it though. I can still mark it just for the reference point in case I will need this. So if we go to 2 minutes, let me see. 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I think. Okay, let's get back to the charts. So where did I stop? I stopped that I have this 3 minutes for value gap and I started to check all the time frames from 4 minutes till all the way down till 3 minutes. I don't think I have 5 minutes for value gap either, but personally what I want to see to enter longs. I understand that this is less likely to be manipulation, so I expect distribution for higher prices. What do I think at this point? I think what do I need in order to enter longs? I of course need to see 5 minutes inversion. That was not the best 5 minutes inversion though of this whole volume balance for our time frame for value gap. So maybe if I just wait, ideally for market structure shift and maybe closure above all of this, that would be amazing confirmation for me. Okay, and I see this placement, it's good. Then price immediately reacts from this 3 minutes for value gap and comes back where? Comes back into this point. Okay. Nice. That's displacement I really wanted to see. So at this point, I also understand that 5 minutes was closed, although it was closed below. I did also always needed a pole, but at this point, I understand. I have displacement, right? I have what? I have market structure shift on 1 minute's time frame on Nasdaq, right? I also have price coming back into discount of all this Y22 entry model, right? Here's the fair value gap that holds the price. At the same time, only yes, I can see that price inversity is 3 minutes fair value gap. So I think, okay, what do I need after I see that? I need good displacement. I have good displacement. I could enter here though because it would be more risky, but it would be a nice trade anyway. I don't expect price coming back, right? And my potential take partials here and full take profit target at the previous day high. Why do I want to enter on Nasdaq? Nasdaq is stronger. I would say that's pretty much the main reason. I think the entry is a bit too, maybe a little bit too late, but again, I'm still learning, so let's just see if the price will even deliver there. But yeah, I would say that's pretty much my trade for the day. I think that's a good trade in my opinion. Yeah, should be a good trade in my opinion. Okay, price goes down. Oh, by the way, I just realized price didn't close above 3 minutes for value gap. Would that be a big problem for me? I don't know. I think I personally think that it's not a problem. I would hold the trade. No, it's not a problem for me. I would hold the trade. Okay, price struggles at this point, but there we have displacement. I love that a lot. Do I want to take partials here? No, because ideally I'd like to see this buy side being delivered first before I do anything with this trade. So I'm gonna mark this buy side as potential zone where I should consider some sort of risk management. Okay, so price delivered here. So okay, so let's come back. So I stopped that here is the place where I'm gonna apply the risk. I would implement the risk management. Would I take partials here? Honestly, I would. I don't think I would. What I'll do alternatively, I would maybe put my stop loss to break even, or maybe behind this swing low, because now I consider all this move as fair value gap, order block, right? So would I consider risk management? Then I potentially would say break even, or maybe cutting the stop loss all the way down till this place, or maybe even till this place would be pretty valid in my opinion, or break even. I'll potentially go for break even for because when there is algorithmic price delivery, I don't really expect price going down. I would really expect price delivering in a very strong with a very strong displacement. So I just see if price stops me out. Yes, break even, and then yeah, that would be very reasonable stop loss. No take profit target taken, no previous day low taken, but low high is taken. So do I think this is a manipulation? Hard to say, but if I look at how this move, then I can see that this is a macros, right? This is my macros. So I definitely have to mark this. So I understand that this is my macros. So potentially macros at macros time expected price will form like a top or the bottom, in this case top, and price will start to going down. also know that London was taken. So can I consider this as my manipulation? I think if I go to 5 minutes time frame now, that it's gonna look like manipulation. I also feel like I also have a SMT, right? So I feel like I honestly don't think that at this point I don't think that there will be more move to participate. The reason why I of course want to see price going lower, and I think that's gonna happen. But as soon as the sell side delivered, yeah, I would say even pretty much here, I don't expect price to do anything crazy. If price inverses 5 minutes present 5 minutes for value gap, a few times I saw that price just starts to accumulate. So it starts to accumulate. So if price comes back and gives me some sort of entry here, then I would potentially go to the sell side. Otherwise, I don't think I would trade that. I would just avoid. So let's see if price comes back higher, then yeah. Okay, goes higher. Okay, nice. So let's check quickly. Yeah, this value gap is important to this point. So my question is, what do I need to go lower? Pretty simple. It's too low. So maybe 1 minute time frame. Wait until 20 model would be good. Okay, good displacement. Okay, let me check 3 minutes time frame quickly. Price comes back exactly into the 50% zone. Okay, so everybody tries to distract me today. That's funny. So I see that price comes back into this 50% zone perfectly. At this point, I want to see price going lower. I see this displacement. This is a nice displacement. 3 minutes inversion. Right. Do I want to enter here? To be honest, I feel like price will just start to accumulate now. But let me think. I also know the 10 a.m. candle closed above this one, right? So it rejected it perfectly. That's hard. So ideally, I'd like to enter following market structure shift then, which is here. So if I see one more displacement, price comes back, nice. The market structure shift? Yes, we have market structure shift at this point. So would I enter here? I would wait a bit more. That's my plan. Okay, this is a good spot. So at this point I already feel like I can enter. I could enter earlier, but I think waiting for more conferences would be also amazing. So my target is this sell set, right? Do I think this is a good trade or not? I think this is a pretty dangerous trade, but that's pretty valid trade just based on what I see. Yes, price crashes, comes back into discount. 1 minute 122 entry formation in the 5 minute for value gap. And yes, it's much weaker TPT race, right? For value gap, volume imbalance, breakaway gap, breaker block here as well. So in my opinion, this would be a good trade. I don't really trade it because I don't know if it's even good or not. I don't have statistic for that, but In my opinion, this is a good trade. This is a very valid trade, especially taking into account the fact that we did not. We took this sell side, but we failed to take this sell side. You know what I want to do at this point? I want to mark the 4-hour time frame for value gaps. I really want to do it. Just to understand where the price will actually go. Okay, so this sell side is the beginning of the for value gap at this point. So I assume it's the same on. Yes, it's the same. Yes, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. So I immediately like that, just based on what I see, because obviously this is okay. Okay, so let me also come here. Okay, so again, do I think this is a good trade? So definitely I had two options to enter. The first was this point, this which with better risk to reward. The second point was here. In my opinion, this is less risky situation. So yes, I would enter 100% on full risk. That's what I can say. I don't really have any risk management plan, but maybe go break even only this point, this subset. Yes, I know my take profit target is here. It's not that many handles between this sell side and this sell side, but price might do anything, right? So there's always good to implement some risk management. So let's see if price will even go lower. Okay, good displacement. I like that. I like that. This is good. Okay, beautiful trade. Do I think price will go lower? So the question is, would I expand my take profit target? I know that there is a 4-hour time frame for value gap, and I know that I would say pretty much move for the day is done. Do I expect now accumulation? Do I expect price to come back higher, or do I expect price to go lower now? Of course, I think that price might do anything of that, but I would go for full take profit target in my opinion here. I don't think I want to see really price going all the way down till the previous low. Yes, which is here. So, and if I consider all this move, we are already in premium. So, in my opinion, taking full take profit target at this point is very reasonable. So yes, taking full take profit target at this point is, in my opinion, is very reasonable. As we see, prices starts to accumulate. Price starts to accumulate. Goes lower though. Does it deliver till the previous high? Previous low, I mean. Yes, so. Overall, story, yes, it did. But overall, it looks like more like a accumulation. No, I don't think it's delivered there. Let me quickly just. Yeah, that's pretty much the trade. Okay, it created SMT as well. So, yes. Yeah, previous low was not taken. Price just started to accumulate. So that's pretty much it. And let's maybe take a look into the next day as well. I don't really want to delete all of this, but I feel like I will have to maybe do it. Okay, let me actually record another video for the Friday. That will be much easier for me.